And today I will share the videos also. I think forgot to share you the Thursday video, but I will share today that video also so that you can go through that. And today I will continue the topic which is continuation of the DB, like on Thursday class, like we covered on that day, if you remember, login application. So where I did the forward and backward operations. So login, for when we are giving a correct credentials, we use it forward to the home page, and when you given wrong credentials, it is redirecting to the login page with showing error message called you are entered invalid credentials. The same thing, I can also use the session to make it more functionality with respect to logout and login. Okay, because when you are logged in any application, you may find, if you observe, that in every page your profile name. So how the application is carrying that a profile name or profile ID throughout all the web pages what we have in the application. So that is we can achieve by using session nano. So session is a time interval between in generally login and logout. Okay, so the login and in between the time whatever we have login and logout, that is we call session. Within that session, whatever the data you want to share from one page to another page or one page to other pages, so that we can achieve through session storage. So session storage will help you to share the information among all the web pages in a website. Okay, and also one more important thing is session will be cleared when you log out through our session mechanism or session monitoring or session management, I can say that. So this topic only we call session tracking or session management. So why we require this are and because HTTP protocol is a stateless protocol. So the protocol what generally we use it for web page data exchange, or I can say that to navigate from one web page to another web page is called as HTTP protocol, as you are already aware it. Okay, so that HTTP protocol is a stateless protocol. That means the data or the data what we are sending from the server to client or client to server, this protocol does not keep maintain any data. Okay, it will always keep a new request, and it does not maintain any identity of the user or request. So the system itself is not carrying or not maintaining any data. So we as a developer, we should maintain that, or we should not track that who is logged in or who given like who opened the website. So to track the from where he logged in or from which machine he logged in, that all details system cannot capture because of the lack of HTTP protocol. So that activity we should monitor, we should track programmatically from ourselves. So that topic only we call session management or session tracking. Okay, so that to do such session management only, we will use an object called session in JSP. So that how we will use, we'll see today in this class. Okay, so is it clear what is session and what is session management for everyone, or any doubt? So is this clear everybody? Any doubt? The session concept is clear, right? Yeah, great. Okay, now I will show you how to use that session concept with respect to application. So day before yesterday we worked with login web, right? So I'm opening the same application here, if you observe that. And here in SRC, as we did in the web application, so we created login page and validate, and as well as home page also. Okay, so whenever user enter, just for recapping, I'm telling once again. So in the So in index.jsp, as we know, so we created a simple login page where the user, the user can enter his user ID password, or else this application can able to read the username and password. And once you click on the submit button, it is navigating to login.jsp. Always remember the forms, whatever we are writing, the redirection or target page is indicating in the action attribute. So whatever the name we are writing here, so to that page it will navigate when you submit it. So now it will go to the login.jsp. So now it is our duty that, so whatever the user ID or password entered by the user or entered by the end user, now we need to validate it whether he really entered correct or not, whether he entered really the valid user ID password. So once it is done or once it is completed, then we have to navigate to the home page. Obviously, like example, if you do the Facebook, if you are entered a correct user ID password, it is navigating to the home page of the Facebook. Otherwise, it's showing the you are entered a wrong user ID password, and it will reback to the login page. So same validation also we can do here. So that is what I did, the if else. So if condition is used to check the condition. So here two conditions I need to check. One is username, another one password. So that's why if you observe, two conditions I'm adding AND operator. That means two has to be satisfied by the customer. If any of that fail, it will go for index page again. Okay, so otherwise it will go for home page. So that is the approach what I'm doing here. If you observe that, and here welcome to home, and logout button is coming. Okay, but if you observe that here logout we given, but just navigating to the index, but we didn't do any session clearance. So directly we are navigating from logout home page to index page by just making a navigation link called index.jsp, but we are really not doing any kind of session management or session tracking over here. So just we are navigating from one page to another page. So to do such kind of session management or session tracking, so we will use a kind of little enhancement of the session. Okay, that I'm doing right now. And also I'm just changing a logic also here in the login.jsp. What I'm trying to do, so here, whenever he entered, like whenever a person entered, I'm not validating the name. I'm just simplifying the logic. I'm just validating the password. Okay. So whenever he entered the password like admin, I'm navigating to the home.jsp. And if not, I'm showing invalid credit just for simple setting. It's not like really, it's not done like this. Definitely, and in real time, we will validate user ID password both. Okay, but that I will tell you when we are integrating the database in realistically. So where I can showcase everything step by step, like registration, login, delete, update, how we will perform in real time with respect to your application. I will explain detailedly, but as of that point, like I'm just for a session understanding, I'm taking this example. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do here, if you observe that, so once it is admin, I'm going for home, but before going that, I mean that like before reaching the home.jsp, I want to carry the username what I entered by using session. Okay, so for that I'm just using an attribute called, as I mentioned, session object, session dot. Okay, so we have session as an inbuilt object in JSP. So JSP is providing almost 9 inbuilt objects, Nana, like example request and out dot, we written like out and session. So likewise 9 objects it is providing, that is only technically called as implicit objects. So these are the 9 objects which are inbuilt available in the what we called JSP, that you can consume directly in the application. Okay, so now session dot, I'm writing set attribute. Okay, so set attribute is used to store your data into the session, and that you can consume or you can utilize in any other web page also. Like here I'm writing uname. Okay, and the value I'm passing as a name, because that is the value where I'm storing. Very simple, that's all. So what I'm trying to do, if you observe that before going to the home page, I'm storing some value in the session, and that I'm going to be opening in the home.jsp. Okay, so now here less than percentile, and the value what we entered here, string name is equal to, okay, so string name equal to what we stored, username, right? So session dot get attribute, so get attribute followed by uname. So whatever the name we entered over there, the same name, and you can say that key. So whatever the key we used in the previous page, if you observe that here, so in the login what we entered, that unames, right? So this name will match with this particular variable name. Okay, so that is actual value what you are going to be storing, but this is the double quotes whatever you mentioned, this is technically called as key means this is the attribute name, where by this name you can able to store your, I mean the retrieve your data. So that is what we are going to be here using, that uname. Okay, and now get attribute will read your data in the form of object, but we required in the form of string, right? So just you can typecast into toString, that's all. So we have inbuilt method called toString, so that we can use to typecast the value. Okay, so now whatever the name we stored over there, that is coming here, and that name I want to print here. Okay, so to do that we are using expression tag. So as I mentioned, the above tag we called what we called scriptlet tag, where we are writing Java code, and this is we call expression tag, where it will use it to print the data. Okay, and now so name will be printed over here. Okay, so now when I click on logout, it will go to the index only. It has to go to the index, there is no doubt, because whenever you know that, you all people know that when you click on logout on any website, it will redirect to what you call login page only. Definitely that is try to be correct. But before going to that page, we need to clean the cache, or we need to clean the session what we so far created, so that the other person, when he log in, it will create a fresh session for the new user. Otherwise what will happen means, the data whatever will be in the session, it will be keeps in the browser like that only. So it keeps unnecessarily like data leakage or your information leakage. Okay, so that's why we have to take care of that. Yeah, so I hope you understand now. So that is what my intention. So before going to that, so I mean to say, before navigating to the index, I need to clean the session what so far we created at the time of login. Okay, so that for that, I'm just going to be creating a new page called logout.jsp. Okay, so that means when you click on logout, it will go to the logout.jsp, where I will clean all the session what I created, and then I will, from there I will redirect to the login page. Okay, so for that, newly I'm creating a new file called logout.jsp. You see here, so once it is coming to the logout JSP, what I told you, we need to clean the session, right? So for that, I'm writing scriptlet tag, and where I'm writing session dot. Okay, so first thing, you need to remove the attributes whatever you created as part of the login. So we have a method called remove attribute. So what is the attribute we created so far? Uname, right? And after that, you need to even remove the session also. So see, the data you need to clean, and the cache, that means the session what the memory is allocated, that also you need to clean. Okay, so for that we have to do the session dot invalidate. So this is the method which will apply, or which will use it to delete the session itself. That means the data what we have in the session is cleared, along with the session also get deleted. Now finally we want to move back to the login page from this page, because as a user he can again log in into the system. So for that we will use, so response dot, so it is also inbuilt object, send redirect. Okay, there is a method to redirect directly. See, without session clearance, if you want to navigate, we have a two methods, like as I mentioned, forward or include. But with session clearance, if you want to navigate to login page, we will use send redirect. So where you can type index.jsp. Okay, now after cleaning your all the session details and session, now it will navigate to the index.jsp. Okay, so now we will try to run this application. We'll see how it is acting and how it will be working. So for our understanding, I also printed the name which is there in the session. So if session works means this name should be coming here, and once you click on log it, it will go back to the main page. Okay, so please will run this. You can observe the outcome. So run on server, we should take right click on the project whenever you want to run the application. Right click on the project and run on server. Okay, just wait for server execution. Yeah, sometimes it taking a lot of time because I have many applications, right? So for you it may not take, but I will try to increase the time also. We'll see. By default, the time out for the HTTP is 45 seconds. So I will go with, yeah, this is the timeout. So I will go with the 2 minutes. 2 minutes means it will be 120. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. Now we'll try to once again run this application. Yeah, I hope you got the form. See that? So here in the username, I'm entering Satish. Okay. In the enter password, I'm giving admin. That means correctly given. So when you click on login, so it will show that welcome to Satish and followed by logout, because the Satish whatever I entered here is carrying the data by using session. See that? Welcome to Satish, whatever the value I entered over there, it's coming here, and logout came. So when you click on the logout, as usual, it go for login page. But the only difference between the yesterday and today is, yesterday it is not cleaning any session data, but today before navigating to the login page, it is cleaning the data. Okay, and I'm giving Kumar, and here I'm giving wrong password. So as we know, it is navigating to the same page with showing invalid credentials. And once again, I'm showing admin, sorry, Kumar, and password again I'm giving admin. So now once again go for the home page, that by the Kumar. Like that, whatever the value you entered is carrying by using the session the respective value to the home page. So like that, you can carry the data from one page to another page, or one page to among all the other web pages in the website by using session. So is it clear, everybody? So any doubt as of now? The session, why we are using, is it understand? So the session basically use it to carry the data from one page to another pages in any web application, and also it is used to maintain the login and logout session tracking. Okay. So any doubt as of now? Yeah, any doubt as of now? Can anyone confirm?
No, sir.
Okay, great, great. So this is the way how you're redirecting and navigating from page to page, and session management, Nana. And now if you want to apply the CSS styles for this particular application, how we will do, I will tell you briefly. Okay, so if you want to apply the styles in JSP in same the web app only, you need to create a folder called CSS. Okay, So in the web app you need to create a new folder called CSS, okay, and under that folder you can create the CSS file. A single CSS file is enough for entire styles. If you are adding any other framework like Bootstrap or any other things, you can add in the same folder only, okay. But as of now I'm giving my custom styles, so you can see I have a option like CSS file. Select that, and under that you can create your own name. Like example, I'm creating my CSS or my project I'm giving, okay, my pro I'm giving. So finish. So it will create a new CSS file under the CSS folder called my pro, okay. So here if you search, it's like that. And now you can add all the styles whatever you require for this project over here. So first style what I want to do, when I'm navigating to the error message like invalid credentials, to that I want to give like red color, assume that, okay. So for that I'm taking a class as error. So here I'm giving color red, and also font size I'm giving 14 pixel, okay. These two styles I'm giving for the error. So they, where we are writing that, if you observe that in the login JSP, right, we given, yeah, invalid credentials, okay. So here I written, right. So for this simply you can add class is equal to err, okay. But before that, before what do you call it, going this execution, you need to add the CSS, because whatever the CSS we are created just before, but we didn't interact with this index, right. So that we should interact in the head part like link, okay. So there is a tag called link h reference. So you can give the my pro, that is the name of the CSS, right. But where it is there, in the folder called CSS. So now CSS slash, and then you can give the relation as a style sheet. Always it should be style sheet only, and then finally self close. So likewise you can link up the file which you created as part of CSS to your application. So that is how the styles will be coming. Similarly, if you want to add some other styles, like example, I want to add a light background to the body, example, see that. So class I'm giving uh, b body I'm giving bd, okay. So now go to the mypro.css, okay, and where you can write, so dot bd, so dot indicates class. So now background color I'm giving ash color, so as ccc, just like for understanding, okay. And now in index page I'm giving an heading called, let's take h1 login, here I'm giving, okay. So for that I'm giving, let's take id is equal to heading, okay. And now if you are writing to CSS, we can represent two ways now. One is by class, another one by id. So class means multiple times we can use, but id means we can use only one time, okay. So the same class even you can apply for the other pages what we have, like example home page, okay. In home page also I'm applying same thing. And now whatever the class I'm using here, so id, so id hdng, so id, so classes is indicating dot as I mentioned already, but class is indicating ash, okay, ash hdng. And here I am writing, let's take color, I'm writing blue color, okay. I want to give the blue color. So likewise you can style how much you want, you can style that now, it doesn't matter. And here just to this name I want to highlight, okay. So for that I'm using span class is equal to, let's take okay, title, I can say that, okay, yeah. So that's all for this span I'm giving, and here I'm closing the span, done, okay. So now whatever the title I'm giving here, what happened to this start tag not closed, okay, yeah. So now the same, what happened, is anything missed out, I think here it is missing, yeah, okay. So now span is closed, okay. Similarly to this page also same style you require, right, you can add the link in this particular home page also. So likewise whenever you want to apply the CSS, the same approach will follow entire project level, okay. So in how many web pages you want to apply the same style, you can apply the same thing. And now see I'm refreshing this web page, okay, first index page I'm refreshing. So now it will go for, see that some background ash color is came and login here in the blue color came. Okay, if you observe that, and now I'm entering admin, and here something wrong I'm entering. So now you see, when you click on login, it will show the invalid credentials is giving in the red color. See that? So this style is applied, right? And now I'm giving username Satish and password correctly I'm giving. So it's going for home page where it will show ash color, welcome to Satish, log out. But see, Satish is not applied somehow. We'll see what is the reason. So span class title, yeah, because we created the class here, but we didn't add it over here, right? So that's why. And here class title. So let's take color. I'm giving some ash color ff some 6600. Assume that. And here font, these are all CSS styles now. Okay, font size, let's take 16 pixel I'm giving. Okay, and now you can refresh. If you observe that, you will get the same style of content over here. You see that orange color came, right, Satish, in the small letter, because we make it reduce the size, right? That's why. And if you remove this, the actual size is coming automatically over here. Okay, if you see, only color will change, but the size is equivalent to the regular. See, welcome to Satish. Okay, so likewise, whatever the things like we can work on here, you can apply the styles over here, like a template, I can say that. So if you properly design the template, it looks like more efficient, more deliberately. But if something is already existing, sir, how to integrate, sir? Yes, I will show you that in the next class. Like for example, if some template you downloaded from the Google, now you want to integrate the same template for your project, assume that. Yes, we can do that. So that will help you to how to explore it. And after that, I will start the database interaction, like whatever the data we entered in the form, so how to store in the database, similarly how to retrieve the data from the database. So that all operations we'll see in the upcoming classes. Okay, so this is all about today class. So today I given the two topics mainly. One is session management. So second one, how to apply the CSS styles to our dynamic web pages in the JSP. These two things I explained you. And as I mentioned already, if you want to go through that, here JSP also there. In this only you can search for the even CSS tutorial also. So both will be available over there. You can try and work on that. If you still have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, and after completion of your work, you can close all the tabs whatever you are working currently, so that it will clean everything and will close everything. Okay, and then you can close your Android. And also one more thing before closing, see, if you want to export this application to give someone, yes, we can do export also. There is an option like import and export. So we can export this as a WAR file, and you can import as a WAR file. But this I will tell you in the next class. Okay, how to export a application and how to import an application. Like example, you did a project, now you want to share this project to other friends or other college or other mates. So then how to do that, I will explain in the next class. Okay, so that is all about today class. Please go through that, and I will share the two videos links yesterday and for a Thursday class and as well as today class. Please try to practice all the things, and if you have any doubts, please ask me. So don't sit idly. Whatever the doubts you have from your side, ask me tomorrow. I mean the day after tomorrow, as we are scheduled on Wednesday. Please ask me doubts. Okay, and as for your convenient, you can start the class. Okay, yeah, take care, Nana. Bye. Anything else, if you want to ask me, you can ask me now. Otherwise, I'm stopping the class.